On our channel, Million Dollars Made Easy, I love to show you some tools that can help you in your financial planning. It's not financial advice, but you can see what the S&P 500 has done over the last 100 years and hopefully plan accordingly. What I do is love to run numbers for people. If you have a beginning balance, a monthly amount you want to contribute, whether you want to increase that, and also the time frame. I love catching people when they have 30, 35, or even 40 years. What I want to do is run some numbers for somebody. First of all, that's uh, no savings at all yet, and they want to contribute. Let's just do $400 a month. They want to increase that by 2% a year. In other words, $400 the first year, 408 the second year, 416, and so on. I want you to notice what would have happened in the last 100 years. Again, this is somebody that hasn't saved a dime yet, but hopefully has 30, 35, or 40 years until they need their money, until they need their nest egg. I want you to notice something. Even a 30-year column here, the minimum you're going to find in the last 100 years is $683,000, with this $400 a month increasing it by 2% a year. 35 years, the minimum will be 1.369, and look at the median. Median means half the time you have more, half the time you have less. Basically $2 million. Here's the 35-year column going down through here. And I want you to notice this is going through the Depression years. This is going through years like 1929. And look at the kind of money you still have. And look at the 40-year column. You're 25 years old and have 40 years till retirement. Look at what it can accumulate to. In the worst case scenario, you'd have 2.258, the median being 3.5 or 3.409 million. I want to run it for a little bit less because some people say I might not have that much, but let's say you, or maybe don't have that much time either. Let's say you can contribute $300 a month, but you've already been able to accumulate 25,000. Let's see how that might change things. We'll leave the 2% in there, going up 2% each year. Update this. Again, somebody that's maybe 35 years old that has 30 years. Again, in the worst case scenario, given this scenario, $300 a month, increasing that by 2% a year, you already have 25,000. A 30-year-old, by the time they're 65, the worst case scenario they'd have is 937,000, the median being 1.407. And if you don't count the bad depression years, if you just go from 1973 on, the minimum would be 981,000. I just want to show you the importance of getting the money in there early. Let's just to be fair to the other comparison, let's go with the $400 a month again. Let's update this. You've already got 25,000. Let's see where you might be over a 30-year period. 1.109 in the worst case scenario, the median being 1.724. So if you didn't get started quite when you were 25, maybe you started when you're 30 and have 25,000 saved up already, or even when you're 35 years, you have 35 years till retirement. These are the kind of numbers we're looking at. If you're age 30 and already have 25,000, look at the minimum. The minimum being 2,074,000, the median being 3 million. In other words, if you can get in there early and get your money working for you, let compound interest work for you, you will just be amazed at the kind of numbers. Let me just take this 25,000 off for a second and just to see where you would be. 25,000 makes a big difference in a 35-year column. Instead of over 2 million, you have 1.369. So that 25,000 made a difference of over $600,000. Get it in there early and let it do its work for you. Because as you can see, it starts out slow, but if you can stay with it for the long term, get these kind of amounts with 20 and 25 years. Look at what it accumulates to after 30, 35, and 40 years. 1.79, 2.369, 4.810, and this is starting in the Depression years. You can just see, get the money in there. The longer you have, it can work for you, the more you're going to have huge amounts when you reach retirement. So try to get in as much as you can, as early as you can, and hopefully these numbers make sense to you. Our channel is called Million Dollars Made Easy. I love to run numbers for people. I want them to see just that it doesn't take as much as you might think to get to $1 million, and in many cases, well over $1 million if you have the time. We believe the market's not going to do any worse or any better than what it's done over the last 100 years, given all these different returns. These are the kind of numbers you can look at, even in the worst case scenario. Please subscribe. Please share this with your friends. I want to get these numbers out to as many people as possible. Thanks for watching.